Hello, great day everyone! Our topic in this video lecture is all about writing project proposal. So I am Maria Angela Macomis from BSc English 3A and your discussant in this video lecture. But before anything else, let us take a look at what this video lecture will cover and discuss. The first thing we need to learn is the project proposal itself. Second is the benefits of a good project proposal. Next is the types of project proposal, and lastly, the parts of project proposal. Alright, I know some of you are familiar or have been encountering proposals whether through writing or speaking, informal or informal, but this time we'll get to know more of writing a project proposal. And here our objective first is to distinguish the different types of project proposals. Also develop a project proposal that would be beneficial to the community. And the third one is maintain a professionalism in working effectively with a group. So what is project proposal? It is the initial document used to define an internal or external project. The project proposal functions as the working document between the agency and the client before a potential initiation of the project. Thus, the project proposal is used to define the objectives and requirements of a project for the external party. For the internal party, it is a method to analyze the feasibility and profitability of the project. And the main objective of the project proposal is to get the client to buy into your services. Thus, project proposals are a great way to secure funding, win new clients, or convince executives to allocate resources to your projects. And writing a successful project proposal requires being on the same page with the clients and wearing their shoes for a moment, because you need to think like them and figure out exactly what they want to achieve with the project. So that's when you can proceed with the writing project proposal. So these are documents that define your project, including things such as start and end dates, objectives, and goals. So they tell stakeholders why your project idea should be executed. So reading about your ideas in a well-written document should that convince stakeholders to support them. So you may also use project proposals for the following purposes. You can use it to secure funding, to win new clients, to get existing clients to sign and extend their contracts, and to convince manager or employer to allocate resources to a new initiative. And down to our second topic, the benefits of a good project proposal. A good project proposal benefits you, your business, and your clients in the following ways, such as it drives innovation, helps projects stay focused, anticipate and solve problems, and aids in planning. So first is drives innovation. A project proposal provides enough detail about a project that stakeholders can feel confident investing resources in it. So executive innovative projects are good for business and the wider public. Second, helps projects stay focused. Businesses can refer to project proposal while the project is being executed to ensure they stay focused and deliver what was promised. And third, anticipate and solve problems early. A project proposal exposes a project's planning to a new audience. This new audience may be able to see risks or challenges that the project proposal writer did not. So discussing these risks and challenges early can help project teams solve problems before they become major issues. And the fourth one, aids planning. A good project proposal helps businesses and their stakeholders plan for the future. They can anticipate how to allocate finances, time, and other resources and predict how the project may impact their business in the future. So using proven strategies can help make your project proposal even more effective. So you may consider this following tips when writing your own project proposal for the best results. So here are the tips for writing an effective project proposal. First is write for your audience. Keep your audience in mind and use terms, tone, and details that will resonate with them. Because we need to do preliminary research on company websites and social media profiles because it will help us to learn the best language to use and content to include. Second, be persuasive. A project proposal aims to convince its recipients to act in some way. As I kept repeating already, so being persuasive is vital. Use persuasive tools including historic data, survey results, market predictions, testimonials, and case studies to encourage action. It is also highlighting your own experience and qualification that can also instill confidence. And third, connect the project to the recipient. A project may seem like a good idea, but it may not be approved or funded if your recipient does not understand why it matters. So you have to make the connection between your recipient's goals and the project clear to increase your chance of success. And fourth, keep it simple. A simple proposal is easy to read and understand. We could use easily understood terms, simple sentences, and an easy to follow format to make our proposal clear. And fifth, follow convention. It might be tempting to be creative with your proposal structure to help it stand out. I understand, however, following tradition reduces the chance of confusing your reader and forgetting essential information. If you are given a set format, make sure you follow it strictly. And sixth, the also important thing is proofread and revise your proposal. Read through your proposal to make sure it is clear and free of spelling and grammatical errors. Presenting a clear and mistake-free proposal helps you demonstrate your professionalism, which can help you increase your chance of approval. If you have time, try to proofread your work a few days after you complete your proposal, or you need to make time. Time away from the document will help you read it with more objective eyes. So you might also choose to ask a trusted colleague or professional editor to proofread your work. For our topic 3, it's all about types of project proposal. So different project proposals have different goals and therefore distinct requirements. So these are the most common types of project proposals you are likely to write. First is solicited. It is sent to respond to a request for proposal. You must conduct thorough research and write very persuasively, as your project proposal will be in competition with others. You may also need to adhere to a strict format outlined in the request for proposal. And the second type is the unsolicited. It is sent without an RFP or request for proposal. While you are not in competition with others, you must still be very persuasive to convince your recipient to act, so they did not ask for your proposal. And informal, sent in response to an informal client request. As there is no also RFP, your proposal can follow your preferred format. The fourth one is renewal. Sent to an existing client to encourage them to renew your services. It emphasizes past results and predict future benefits to persuade a client to act. And fifth is continuation. It is sent to remind an investor that the project is underway and to provide progress updates. This proposal should focus on communicating information rather than persuading. And lastly, supplemental. It is sent to remind an investor that the project is underway and ask for additional resources. It should be persuasive to encourage the investor or to give more. So the first 3 proposals are typically the longest as they deal with new projects, as the final 3 project proposals focus on established projects and relationship. They can typically be shorter. So down to our last topic, parts of a project proposal. First is the page parameters, second is the cover or transmittal letter, and third is the parts of actual proposal and its content. In page parameter, it is the size, font, margin, and spaces, like it should be written on, for example, written on legal size paper, Palatino type size 10 font, 1-inch margin all over, single space, and we always encounter this. So while the cover or transmittal letter contained like this, for example, addressed to Dr. Lourdes S. Santos, Dean of College of Education, signed by the student proponent or proponents, it also noted by Dr. Jaime M. Forbes. And the parts of the actual proposal and its content. We will further discuss the basic information, rationale, objectives, expected outcome, basis of the proposal, methodology, possible risks, problems and countermeasures, monitoring and evaluation plan, exit plan, budget itinerary with justification of funding request. So moving on to basic information, it contains the program, project, activity or the PPA, inclusive dates of implementation from start to finish, the total number of contact hours, target number of beneficiaries and their sectors, name or names of proponent, the colleges, offices, organizations directly involved, the total budget requirements. While the rationale, this discusses the mandates and legal bases and higher level goals that are related to your activity which you are trying to comply with or support. And objectives, there must be at least one clearly stated gender equality goal among goals. Expected outcome discusses the likely impacts of the project to the target beneficiaries in terms of their knowledge, skills, and attitudes. Also discuss the impacts or benefits that will be derived by the community and or the university. And basis for the proposal, discussed here are the consultative session or activity that you did not order to identify the problem or issue, as well as in determining the methodology and other aspects of the proposal. They should also include information on who participate in the activity. Also discuss the gender gaps and inequalities you identify during or after the consultative sessions or activities. We could also discuss the possible challenges and positive points. Next, letter F is methodology. These are the strategies, styles, and methods of training to be used. The methods must match the problems, issues identified, as well as the objectives you stated. Like for example, the first strategies are seminar, training, symposium, workshop, focus group discussion, consultative session, research or survey, film showing, alternative classes, distribution of printed IECs, dialogue, submission of position or concept papers for policy recommendations, assemblies, or roadshows. Those are the examples of strategies. So you could also list the respective sub-activities to be undertaken with information of which each sub-activity will be conducted, when it will be conducted, where and who are directly involved, and the budget needed for each. So if you must get an expert, resource person or resource speaker, trainer, we could include it in a brief write-up on the skills and knowledge of each resource person or trainer that are relevant to the PPA. Next is the possible risks, problems, and countermeasures. We should list possible hassles and problems that may have a considerate impact or effect among women and men participations and beneficiaries during the implementation of the PPA, with suggested countermeasures, of course. While letter H, monitoring and evaluation plan. It is a detailed discussion on how monitoring and evaluation will be conducted, including the schedule, percentage of accomplishment that must have been met by certain date or schedule. Last, the exit plan must discuss ways that will ensure the PPA shall have continuity and sustainability, that is not just one-shot activity, and how will this PPA affect or be used by other like BPSU units, offices, organization, or even by non-BPSU entities, like for example. And lastly, budget itinerary with justification of funding request. It must be broken down according to item of expense with corresponding explanation on specific items or coverage of each expense item. And that's end of our discussion. Thank you for listening.